Hi everyone, welcome back to the second episode of this troubleshooting series. And for this episode, we want to share an error message a customer encountered with Avalara connected to Dynamics F&O. So as a finance consultant in Dynamics, we don't necessarily need to know all the fixes from Avalara, but in my opinion, it's always good to know where this issue could come from and start troubleshooting, and to make sure it's not due to a missing information on a transaction in F&O, and it's not due to a missing configuration in F&O. So having said that, let's have a look at this error message. Basically, this error happens when the user tries to post a project invoice in project module. And that's the same for sales order invoice and freight tax invoice. So basically everything related to accounts receivable invoicing process is blocked due to this error message. And the detailed error you can see here in the screenshot, that's Avalara error. DocStatus is invalid for this operation. So from the first view, it doesn't really give much insight as to where to troubleshoot. But what I can share here is this message is related to the database refresh and reused invoice number. So let me give you an example. So when you do the UAT testing in a test environment, right? And you're going to create a bunch of invoices, for example, freight tax invoice 001, and then that's communicated to Avalara as an invoice number in the Avalara database. However, when you do the Dynamics environment refresh from your Gold or other environments, the database is going to be wiped out, right? So you can start doing again the transactions with the same invoice number, like freight tax 001. However, the database in Avalara is not cleaned up after every refresh. So basically that creates a mismatch. So after the environment refresh, when you try to create a freight tax invoice having the same number 001, Avalara will consider this as a duplicated invoice based on the previous transaction. So that's why you're having this issue blocking the invoice posting. So now let's talk about how to fix this. That's going to be related to the number sequence in F&O. So two things mainly. One is we need to advance your next available number to be distributed by F&O just to skip away the previous testing data range, right? And then the second point is also we need to clean up all the available pending numbers to be distributed through status list. I'm going to show you in a second now. So let me switch to F&O. All right, so here, since this is number sequence, you need to first locate which invoice number you want to change, right? So in my case, I'll just give you an example about the freight tax invoice, but it can go for the customer invoice or the project invoice. But basically, you need to locate the number sequence. So for example, for freight tax invoice, I'm going to go to accounts receivable. In their setup, there is this accounts receivable parameters where I can find the number sequence section and locate the number sequence. So if I scroll down, click on this number sequence, here you have the freight tax invoice number sequence code, right? So when I click on that through this hyperlink, I can get to the detailed number sequence setting. And the same thing if you need to find the customer invoice number sequence or the project number sequence, you just need to go to the relevant module and find this number sequence section and then click on this hyperlink. So now you can see we are in this number sequence with this company and the segments. So it starts with FTI with 6 digits, right? And here in the general, you can see the next available number is 21. So here what we need to do is basically advance this number to a more future number that there is no testing data created within this future number. That way in Avalara database, this invoice is no longer considered as a duplicate, right? So in my case, I'm going to change this next number to, let's say, add 2000. So that goes to 2021. You can just give a round number 3000, for example, right? And once that's done, you can do save. And this is a pop-up just warning you about the risk of changing number sequence, you can do yes, accept this. Okay, so this is the first step. But the second step is also you need to clean up all other non-used free numbers within the status list. So those numbers are not distributed, especially when you have this continuous option turned on, then you have a list of non-used numbers within the status list. You have to clean those up as well. So to do that, I'm going to click on the status list. Okay, what you see here are the pending numbers that the system is going to distribute. So you also want to remove those. And how to do that? There's no direct button here for you to delete, but as a system admin, you can check all the lines and use a shortcut, Alt F9, and make sure you have the function button enabled on your keyboard, and then do Alt F9.